Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
Government pension. What are the facts? Are all public workers entitled to pension? Are public workers owed gratuity? Here are the facts. Fact 1. The Pension Disqualification Act of 1983 was validated on April 21, 1985 by the democratically elected government led by former Prime Minister Herbert A. Blaise. This means that public workers employed after February 22, 1985 are not legally entitled to a pension from the government of Grenada. Fact 2. The judgment in the Hermelin Armstrong case does not create legal precedents for the reinstatement of pension to public workers employed after February 22, 1985. The judgment created a legal precedence only for those workers who joined the public service in a pensionable post between April 4, 1983 and February 22, 1985. There were 56 such workers. The government restored pension to those 56 workers in 2018 at a cost of $7.7 million. Fact 3. All officers employed in a pensionable post who joined the service after February 22, 1985 are not legally entitled to a pension from government. They are only entitled to a pension from NIS once they meet the necessary requirements as per the NIS Act. Fact 4. The Cabinet's decision in 2016 to reform pension is rooted in moral and social justice principles, and it is not a legal obligation. Therefore, any agreement on pension is a win for public workers. Fact 5. The MOU signed between government, the unions, and staff associations in February and March 2018 stated that the pension regime which will be implemented must be affordable and sustainable. Fact 6. The proposed pension regime for public workers employed between February 22, 1985 and December 31, 2018, as stated in the MOU, is a non-contributory pension plan. Therefore, no deductions will be taken from workers' salaries to finance their pension from government. Pensioners also benefit from any future negotiated salary increases. Fact 7. It was agreed by all parties that a worker's annual pension would be a minimum of 70% of their final salary to be paid jointly by the NIS and the government of Grenada. Fact 8. Government is not obligated to offer an advanced pension payment, commonly called a gratuity. Government has proposed to make an advanced pension payment of 2% of full pension, an amount it can practically and reasonably afford given its current and projected revenue stream. It should be noted that an advanced pension payment is a non-interest-bearing loan that the government grants to the pensioner, which must then be repaid in equal monthly installments in the form of a reduced monthly pension over 12.5 years. Fact 9. Under the proposed 2% advanced pension payment or gratuity, retirees will be entitled to a higher monthly pension than if a larger advanced payment was given. Fact 10. If the government accommodates any higher rate of gratuity, the implications would be severe for the country, as this will translate to higher taxes such as VAT, income tax and property tax, higher import duties, the possibility that hundreds of millions of dollars in grants would be lost, lower expenditure in critical areas such as healthcare, agriculture, roadworks and youth development, retrenchment of workers. These are the facts. Government is committed to an amicable resolution to the pension matter for the good of all Grenadians.
Major development work in store for Starfish Grenada Resort. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Monday, December 10th, I am Rikisha St. Louis. New management of the Starfish Grenada Resort, formerly known as the Grenadian by Rex Resort, is optimistic that Grenada could become the envy of the region as it plans future development for the hotel chain. That statement from Starfish Resort's General Manager Christopher Forbes when he addressed the hotel's 25th anniversary celebrations and staff recognition last Friday. Forbes said on the new management there will be a boost in hotel stock and economic activities.
We are confident that upon implementation, it will undoubtedly boost the hotel stock and make Grenada the envy of its brothers and sisters islands in the region. As we move forward under the Starfish brand, we look forward with anticipation for a great future to our visitors, workers, and the country of Grenada. Taking a quote from Mr. Richard Branson, the first part of it, success in business is all about people, people, people. And over the past years, we have forged wonderful relationship with the numerous long-serving guests who have selected us as their choice of resort during their stay here in Grenada.
By December 2019, the old 211-room property will evolve to 300 rooms and will be rebranded under the new Blue Diamond Resort as Royal Town Grenada. Regional Director Anderson Howard said construction will commence in April. He highlighted some of the new services that will be offered in December.
In April 2019, this property will close, and construction on the new 300-room Royalton Grenada project will begin. Royalton Grenada will feature a world-class spa, 8 restaurants, a host of facilities and services appealing to couples, families, and groups. This resort will showcase the signature all-in luxury features guests have come to expect, including the handcrafted dream bed, all-in connectivity with keyless room entry, and free calling to North America and Europe, unlimited reservations, free dining, the unique sports event guarantee, and Diamond Club upgrades with butler services.
The 6 resorts will be absorbed into 2 of Sunwing's brands, Mystic Resort and Starfish Resort. Grenada's former Rex Resort is the first in the Caribbean to be rebranded. As of December 1st, the former Rex Grenadian Hotel was renamed Starfish Resort. Grenada's Fiscal Responsibility Act has again been held up as a model for fiscal resilience. During a recent Governor's Conference panel discussion, Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Dr. Timothy Entwine, said fiscal resilience is necessary to help the region absorb shocks. He believes that having this in place will help the region to bounce back from major events like a financial crisis.
Not only are we vulnerable to shocks as a region, but we have shown that we're not capable of bouncing back very quickly. Certainly the last decade proves that. Some argue it was a lost decade. So, for that reason, I am a big advocate on the need for fiscal resilience frameworks. We now have those in Grenada. Montserrat and Anguilla do not have them explicitly, but they're sort of implied, and we are encouraging all of our countries to adopt that. And we believe that as we do that, that will certainly help.
The full program will be aired on GIS Channel 22 from 8 p.m. tonight. This is the National Report. We'll have more news after the break. Welcome back. While there has been some action regarding commitments to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 2020, with developed countries taking the lead, Grenada's Minister for Climate Resilience, Honorable Simon Steele, says small island developing states are concerned that the progress that needs to be made has not yet been made. Senator Steele was one of the panelists on the high-level pre-2020 stocktake on implementation and ambition event at the UN COP24 in Poland. His statement was centered around the efforts made by Grenada to mitigate greenhouse gas emissions up to 2020, as well as a call for the global community to step away from finger-pointing and work together towards enhanced ambition. Senator Steele, who met with the team Sunday evening for a briefing on the state of play of the negotiations, said the fact that greenhouse gas emissions are still rising today after almost 30 years of climate action is an indication that we have not been addressing the problem with the seriousness that it deserves. He said there must be increased action by all governments at the national and subnational levels. The Grenada delegation also includes Dr. Spencer Thomas, Ms. Roxy McLeish Hutchinson, Mr. Trevor Thompson, Mr. Leon Charles, and Mr. Royden Bihari. And finally, even as residents gathered to witness the lighting of the Marion playing field on Saturday, there was the promise of similar ventures in the not-too-distant future. Parliamentary Representative for St. George East, Honorable Gregory Bowen, identified these as the Queen's Park Cricket Stadium and the Lassages playing field. He also used the official lighting ceremony to commend Sports Minister Senator Norland Cox for his contribution to the project.
I wish to commend and thank the residents of Marion for all their support during the past, at present, and we look forward to I in particular look forward to your continued support. The chairman said that I have delivered, and I want to thank those who worked with me to ensure that this delivery took place. And I want to start with the Minister for Sports. He has been there. He was an integral part of formation of the policy that we will light community playing field. And he is well on his way, working with the Ministry of Infrastructural Development to ensure that two major playing fields in Grenada are lit. That is the Queen's Park Cricket Stadium and the playing field that we have at Lassages. One for international activities, the other for regional activities.
Sports Minister Senator Norland Cox says the ministry is challenged at times despite the many efforts to upgrade sporting facilities. He says once the facilities are lit, some of the challenges can be reduced.
One of the things that we have been challenged with in most recent times had to do with who gets to use the ground and when and for how long. So there is this constant competition between football and cricket, and also athletics to a lesser extent for use of our various grounds. And so now, with lighting, we can see football probably playing a little later on in the night, or they can interchange with cricket. So the demands for the use of the ground would be eased now that we have lighting here. So we believe that this is very important and a very strategic move in terms of allowing sports, the various disciplines, to play for a longer period of time to help them develop better. So that is one of the strategies that we are moving forward with all our other playing fields, and those other constituencies are working towards having their lighting in place.
That story just ended the national report for today, Monday, December 10th, 2018. Let's recap the top story. Major development work in store for Starfish Grenada Resort. On behalf of all those who made this newscast possible, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for viewing. Until next time.
It is said that education is the key to success. The Grenada Development Bank believes this to be the truth, hence the reason we have made it our prerogative to ensure that your key is in safe hands with us. Here is how you can unlock your success with an education loan from the GDB. We offer you 3 loan options. We've got our regular student loan, our work-study student loan, and our special student loan. Our regular student loan is for persons who wish to pursue full-time tertiary level education. If you are a permanent employee who wish to study while continuing your employment, then our work-study loan is for you. Our special student loan is in collaboration with the government of Grenada, geared towards vulnerable persons who would like to pursue higher level education. Remember, you must have proof of admission from a recognized institution here at home or abroad. All our loans are 100% financing with interest rates as low as 5%. Get your funding from GDB today for your tertiary level education, your technical training or vocational training, even professional development, with up to 12 years to repay. Your future success is today. Grab it now.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated. Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
It is said that education is the key to success. The Grenada Development Bank believes this to be the truth, hence the reason we have made it our prerogative to ensure that your key is in safe hands with us. Here is how you can unlock your success with an education loan from the GDB. We offer you 3 loan options. We've got our regular student loan, our work-study student loan, and our special student loan. Our regular student loan is for persons who wish to pursue full-time tertiary level education. If you are a permanent employee who wish to study while continuing your employment, then our work-study loan is for you. Our special student loan is in collaboration with the government of Grenada, geared towards vulnerable persons who would like to pursue higher level education. Remember, you must have proof of admission from a recognized institution here at home or abroad. All our loans are 100% financing with interest rates as low as 5%. Get your funding from GDB today for your tertiary level education, your technical training or vocational training, even professional development, with up to 12 years to repay. Your future success is today. Grab it now.
I get an invitation from this granta to perform in a big barang fiesta. The venue was somewhere it's a grande, but listen what this country I tell me partners Scrunty.
Good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Martinique. Once again, it is time for Hard Talk. My name is Sheldon Scott, here with you until the 12 o'clock hour. It's now 24 minutes after the 10 o'clock hour on the Isle of Spice.
Scrunta tell me parang Monday, parang Tuesday.
Yeah, we go stop right there. Today's Tuesday, yeah?
Parang Thursday, parang Friday, parang Saturday and Sunday. He say Jamo, you go jam them hard.
It's 7 days of parang
Them women gonna love you bad for.
as we count down
And the way how you just sing if you come to Trinidad.
to Christmas Day.
Come and give them parang Monday, parang Tuesday, parang Wednesday,
Christmas is, 2 Tuesdays away? Yeah, it's 2 weeks away exactly today.
Friday, parang Saturday.
Wow, I didn't even realize Christmas was that close, yeah?
Scrunta.
You have all the various staff parties and so on going on.
Oh, Hippa.
And we say a very special good morning as we're speaking of staff, the staff down there at City Sound FM. Good morning to you. Hope you all are having a fabulous Tuesday today.
Sunny sister.
It's 97.5 City Sound FM broadcasting out there in River Road.
To see how them old men that drink their booze.
CRFM Community Radio, yes, on your frequency modulated broadcasting from Montjaloux.
Parang boy.
92.9 Sister Isles FM out there in Hillsborough, Carriacou.
Saturday and
Yeah, I'm coming up for the staff party when you all are having it.
Sunday, mama.
Oh, you all already had your party earlier last month. Okay. And 94.9.
He say he check on
Yeah, out there in Brooklyn. We Vibes Radio, Noise Radio.
the local.
Good morning to you, Wade, the entire home circle.
I go when Christmas time.
Hope everything is going all well and okay for you.
Scrunta tell me parang Monday, parang
I'm trusting no Wade. You're that kind of man might just appear and knocking on the door outside here, you know.
parang Thursday,
Yeah, well, I thinking you're up there and thing with the wap wap. Well, I thinking you're whapping. Next thing you're down here knocking on the door, you know.
jam them hard. If you come to
Good morning to you, Mr. Kenneth Watts. I hope that you are having a fabulous morning this morning, you and the family.
way how you just sing. If you come to Trinidad.
My good friend Muscles, good morning to you. And to Burbies, good morning, Burbies.
Parang Tuesday, parang
Zingo, the original madman himself, good morning, bro.
Thursday, parang Friday,
Mad.
Saturday and Sunday. Parang. Come down, come to Trinidad. Come down.
Hey, Laser, good morning to you, bro.
Take you
I
to
think you're out there in Tortola, I think it is. Yeah, good morning to you, bro. Hope you're having a fabulous day today as well.
Trinidad. There's no parambin up in my rap.
Mrs. Mitchell of Mitchell's Health and Wellness, yeah. Hope that you're having a wonderful day. I know that you're tuned in. I know you're not down at the store as usual. These days you're home, yeah. But good morning to you.
He say Jamo done.
Good morning to you, Cammy, as well. Mammy George,
But you must be the Lara brother.
Miss Jacob, Miss Noriega,
Could refuse.
Auntie Ruth.
All them sexy girls up.
Good morning to each and every one of you.
After that you go.
The Crookshanks, Mr. and Mrs. Crookshank, good morning.
You must check out the Santos for Mali.
My friends down there at the on Granad's Beach at the Vendors Market, good morning to you. I hope all of you are having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful morning this morning and everything is going your way. All my friends on the bus terminal,
Jamo you.
hey Rex, Mr. Goldston. The fastest, most effective, safest, cleanest, most freshest way to head to St. Andrew from St. George over the Granatang Hills.
Come and give them parang Monday.
Bala, good morning. Bala, I ain't seen you, man. Morning, Bala.
Parang.
Uncle Fluff.
Parang boy. Parang
The original Fluffelus.
Friday.
Crystal, morning.
Today and Sunday.
Tyrrell, morning.
Hey! Scrunta! I just been fucking up. Oh! Hippa!
Yeah, all of the bus drivers, whichever route you're on. Grips, morning. Yeah, whichever route you're on, I'm saying a special good morning to you. Desmond, morning.
With the Uncle Sam.
Old dog.
After that we going up Santa Cruz to see her.
And the bus is heading up on the west coast as well. Good morning to each and every one of you. The passengers on the buses. 29 minutes after the hour of 10 o'clock on the Spine Side of Grenada as we head into the Christmas season and the end of the year has been an eventful 2018. Yeah, from flooding to elections. Many achievements this year. Many challenges faced. Luckily, we've been able to pull out of 2018 without any major disaster. We've been able to pass through basically unscathed. Good morning to you, Chantal. I hope you are having a wonderful day in the sun today. It could have been otherwise. You could have been out there in the snow. Sherman and Kathy. Kathy, my good friend. Kathy, I find our relationship seems to be strained. But a wonderful good morning to you, my dear.
Come and give them Parang Monday, Parang Tuesday, Parang Wednesday.
So I was saying 2018 has been a quite eventful year.
Thursday, Parang.
Sometimes we forget things quickly, huh?
Saturday and Sunday.
Just the other day, you had a set of people praying and saying all sorts of things, huh?
Come now.
You know why? That's when the earthquake passed and it shake us up, man. Yeah, I remember being home and seeing the window go in one direction and the curtain go in the next one, ain't it? Also seeing the whole house just like it rolling, you understand? Yeah. Who run outside? Who stay inside? Yeah, that happened this year. We had a serious earthquake this year, and we have to continue to thank the Almighty. There were other countries that had earthquakes of similar magnitude, and because they were of more shallow depth, they created a lot more damage, yeah? You have to be thankful that we didn't have it at a shallow depth, and due to that, we didn't have the sort of damage that many other countries have had with earthquakes of even less frequency, less strength. So we have to thank the Almighty. Yeah? This year, 2018, could have been a very different year. Get a little shake up, and a lot of people still haven't, got to the point where they understand that sometimes the Almighty putting you in check every now and again, and it just give you a little shake up, The children right now would not know of what many of us went through in Hurricane Ivan. Yeah, Hurricane Ivan seems to be decades ago. Yeah, it seems like it was many years ago. Hurricane Ivan wasn't that long ago.
He tell me he go take me to Arima.
So we have to remember, sometimes the Almighty puts us in check.
After that,
yeah, people and all they're studying is money, or they're studying to curse with their neighbor or create some sort of confusion and that sort of thing. And we forget that how blessed we are as a people. Last year we had some of the worst hurricanes ever to pass through on record. Destroyed a lot of the islands up the road past Grenada Street. We've come into 2018. We have been absolutely lucky. Some of us only want to be speaking about negative, forgetting how blessed we are as a people. We went through an election campaign. You didn't hear about how much people get shot and how much people die and all this sort of thing. We had a very peaceful election campaign. At the end of the election campaign, well, the seat count didn't change. Grenada continues to receive commendation for not only what has been done in 2018, but what has been done in the years leading up to 2018 as well, the sacrifices made by each and every Grenadian. Let me say that again, each and every Grenadian. And even non-Grenadians, because the people visiting here pay taxes too. Whether directly or indirectly.
He tell me he go take me to Arima to meet the Uncle Santos and his sister. After that we going up Santa Cruz.
So we are indeed a blessed people, yeah? We must always remember that above everything else.
Parang Tuesday, Parang Wednesday, Parang Monday.
We had some minor fires here and there.
Parang Friday, Parang Saturday and Sunday.
But I didn't have some fires like how we've had fires in the past when you hear how much building and a whole section of town gone and that sort of thing. So you got to be thankful, yeah? Whether natural or man-made disasters, we have to just be thankful that Grenada has come thus far and we're looking pretty good, yeah?
You give me a taste of the local wine. So anywhere I go when Christmas time, Trinidad will remain on my mind. It's gonna tell me Parang Monday, Parang Tuesday, Parang Wednesday, it's Parang Monday.
So when you're celebrating Christmas, it's not just about celebrating the birth of Christ, but being thankful for all that has been done for you and all that has happened positively in your life in the year 2018. Yeah, it's been a rough year for many people as well, huh? Many people have lost loved ones. Some people may have spent part of 2018 ill as well. But you're still here. You're still standing. You still have hearing. There are many millions of people probably around the world that can't hear right now. You can hear because you're hearing what I'm saying. You may have the gift of vision when there are millions of people that don't. You're still alive. And that alone is enough to be thankful for, that you were able to wake up this morning with the breath of life in you, yeah? And if you're listening from the other side, because we don't know if they're listening on the other side, you still have to be thankful.
All them sexy girls up in Santa Cruz.
Yes, usually on a Tuesday we'd have the post-cabinet press briefing, but as you can tell, it's heading down to the end of year and so on. I will attempt to get the information as much as possible to where some of the Christmas treats are taking place around the islands. I'll try to get as much of that as possible. Yes, indeed. And folks, you can call in 440-7377. You know, sometimes you just have to let us know what you're thankful for. I could go into the long litany of things that the government has been able to achieve. I could bring each of the 15 members of parliament here, parliamentary representatives, not members of parliament, but, well, they are members of parliament as well, but parliamentary representatives. I could bring all 15 on the program here and they can speak of many of the things that they have been able to achieve. Yeah? If we start in the north and we start with Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and the many things that have been able to be achieved in Carriacou. Yeah? Just between March the 13th and now. Let's even ignore the first part of the year. But March the 13th to now, the many things that have been able to be achieved in Carriacou. Huh?
And tell me, partners,
coming right down to the south of the island and even some of the things that are planned. For instance, those of you who usually drive in the south of the island and you know the sugar mill roundabout. If you had been listening to the budget presentation by the Minister of Works, the Honorable Gregory Bowen, you would have heard him speaking about the plans now to basically cut the roundabout that is now the sugar mill roundabout. And the reasoning behind that is this. When you're going around the roundabout, yeah, traffic that's coming from the Lansapine direction, usually has to give way to traffic that's coming around the roundabout to head down the stretch. And that doesn't necessarily need to be so if you reduce the size of the roundabout. So one of the plans going into 2019 will be to reduce the size of that roundabout. So traffic coming from the Lansapine direction, you just continue on your way. You don't have to be waiting for the vehicle that's coming on your right, coming around the roundabout on your right. You don't have to be waiting for that vehicle now to go before you can go. Yeah, so you ease up on the bottlenecks that happen in that area there. So you just continue along your way. All right? Yeah, so those are one of the things that are being looked at. Also, the installation of traffic lights, the reinstallation in some of the areas that had before, and also looking at new areas where you're going to see traffic lights and that sort of thing as well.
Saturday and Sunday, barang.
It's absolutely annoying for some of us who are traveling in and out of the south of the island as it is right now. And I'm not looking forward to having, I wish I had a boat to take and go down to the south of the island, because I live down in the Frequente area. And believe me, by the time you get around by Excel Plaza there, oh man, even before you get there, on the stretch itself, by the time you get close to the breweries, at times you meet long lines of traffic from the breweries going right back. Yeah? And I know what's going to be happening come, oh goodness, come next week. I know what's going to be happening. Not looking forward to it at all. Not even looking forward to having to come into town and try to find a park. Not looking forward to that. And as you can tell, the men and women of the Royal Grenada Police Force are out in their numbers. Yeah, their police plan for the Christmas is out. Their operational plan, it is out, up and about.
Saturday and Sunday,
So don't think you're just going to park any and anywhere in town. Yeah, you're going to end up with a little clamp on your vehicle and thing. You're getting clamp. Don't be surprised you see the records start to roll. And some people, sometimes we have some people that just don't appreciate what we do have. And you can call, as I said, you can call and say what you're appreciative of. Yeah? What do you appreciate about the year thus far? You must have something that you could look back at and say that you appreciate that this happened for you in the year 2018, yeah?
After that, you go in a rima with me.
Even if it's just living in a country that you could speak of such a low crime rate, yeah? I'm trying to remember how much murders we probably had for the year. And then when you look at them, mainly crimes of passion or, yeah, spontaneous things that you would have. Meanwhile, right next door in Trinidad, they're speaking 500. That's the number that they're closing in on for murders in Trinidad right now. We have a caller online. Good morning.
Good morning. Can I be off the air, please?
Okay, give me one moment. Yeah, so those of you who usually listen via 97.5, they had a little drop off in that area. Yeah, not 89.5. Yeah. They should be back up with us in a little while. As I said, meanwhile, you can call and say what you're thankful for. What is the job that you got at Silver Sands? I'm so glad to be seeing so many people. And you know, usually when we talk jobs and you say you're seeing a lot of people, you say you're seeing a lot of young people. No, I'm seeing people middle-aged, all sort of thing, working down at Silver Sand. And I'm so glad to be able to see them. People who otherwise may have been unemployed, who would have been facing this Christmas and even forget Christmas, who would have been facing the new year without the possibility of having an income. And they have an income in their hands now. They have a lot to be thankful for. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Scott.
Hi, morning, my dear. How are you today?
Well, not too good. I'm just from the hospital.
Oh, boy.
But I'm thank God for the breath of life. And I'm grateful to be alive today. I'm sitting here listening to you and you say that you could say something what the Lord has done for us.
Yes.
I am grateful to be alive. I thank God for the doctors and nurses that always take care of me, because Sheldon was that top where I was this morning. And I met Winston this morning. When it was 5 o'clock, I was in the hospital.
Whoa.
God is so good to me that when around 2 o'clock, I wake up and I cannot sleep. I go and take a shower and I go out the road, and a lady was going to work. She picked me up and she took me straight to the hospital.
Oh.
And I'm grateful for the people in my life that are doing good things for me. Winston, Thomas, Patty, good morning to Patty and Matthew, Mr. Watt and his wife, good morning. It is good people that is there for me. Also, Mr. Deputy, good morning to you and your family. I thank you all very much. All your guys, Sheldon, Devon, all these wonderful people that you all been there for me through the years, the days, the weeks, the months. Thank you very much. God bless you all. And also to the Prime Minister, Mr. Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Mitchell. Thank you, sir. God bless you. Mr. David, Mr. Robert Solomon, so many people, so much of good people in this country. Miss Arlene Archibald. These are people that is there for Camille, Sheldon Scott. And I'm grateful for the people and the government of Grenada that want to be magnificent. Thank you very much. God bless you all. I hope everything will be all right. And God bless us for that new year. Even the people that don't like me and the people that hate me, God's got to bless them and guide them today. You know, Sheldon, is a lot to give thanks for. It's a lot. I come here to give your thanks for that government that helped me. This morning I was passing by the hospital where I remember when I didn't have no way, I had to sleep under that shade. And today, Sheldon Scott gives a testimony for the world, you know. I don't know where to lie down. I have rooms in my house. No, I have beds in my house. I have food in my house. When I didn't have no way, look there, one come and look for me now. You know, God is so good to me, and this government is so good to me. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that, Devon and Mr. Scott. People, you never put out the hand that feed you because you need the same hand to eat. And this is from the bottom of my heart. All the people named that I mentioned, these people that look out for Camille, and my children is my rock. Despite they don't have much to give me, but them is my rock. You hear?
Yes,
Sheldon,
indeed. Yes, indeed.
there is so much. One of these days, I was giving you all history of my life. But God is good to me, Scammy. Yes, it's good to me. Thank you. And Patty, and Matthew, and Cocky and Cox. God bless you all. And just allow me, please, Mr. Scott, to just say, I want to send out some things to my family in America. Uncle Chester was such a good man. My grandmother's husband, Chester Chase, better known as Bohin, was a good man. I remember when he had work to do, and he said, Ronald, did you let you rest today? He was a very nice man. My sympathy goes to Uncle Pinky, and Cathy, Karen, Alison and Joylyn and Maureen and every one of them, Talinson, Marilyn, the whole Chess family, his brothers, and his nieces and nephews. My heart goes to you. Stay strong in the Lord, because he was a good guy. And also to the Bell family. These are people that when my mom left me as a baby and go, Marilyn and her sister, then they take care of me. And she always come to look for me. My heart goes to the family. May God bless every one of you all. And Grenada, God bless you all. Mr. Scott?
Yes, my dear.
Have a nice day.
Same to you, my love.
I'm not so up to my today, but I'm going to rest.
Yeah, make sure and take some rest today.
Have a blessed day, darling.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yes, Cammy, make sure and get some rest today. For some reason, I didn't sleep proper myself as well. Yeah, I didn't sleep proper last night. No.
Hello?
Good morning, my dear. How are you?
How you do?
I'm quite fine. And you?
I don't get in no station, I know. What happening?
No, there's a problem with 97.5. It's not 97.5 that has the problem. The internet in the area is down. So they can't get the connection with us here at studio.
Okay.
So that's why they're down. But you can listen via 89.5.
Right.
Okay, my dear?
Okay, sweetheart.
All right. Love you. Bye-bye. Nice.
Right.
Yes, indeed. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number you can call and get on to the inside. We all have things to be thankful for, yeah? 347-329-3101 for those of you outside of Grenada. Yeah, we live in Grenada. Right now, when my good friend Perron and Zingo and Mr. Watts and Burbis and Kathy, when all of my good friends out there, Patricia and Matthew and all of you, when you're going out, yeah, they have to bundle up, you know, because they have ice falls from the sky where they are. Ice, actual ice falls from the sky. Instead of rain, ice falls from the sky where they are. We don't have those problems here. Yeah, we don't have those issues here. Most we might have is a little bit of rain, like we had a little while ago, just a little shower of rain. And Massa God's sun come back outside already, and we good. Yeah, so the plants get a little bit of water, and now they're getting a little bit of sun for the photosynthesis. So the rains have come and they have washed off the dust and so on the leaves to make everything more bright and shiny. We love it when it rains. We love it when the sun shines. We've had floods here. We've had a flood earlier this year in the River Road area and many other parts of Grenada. St. David alone had over 100 landslides. And passing through some of the areas right now, if you didn't know, you can't tell. Other countries would take years to bounce back from things like this. But Grenadians, we are resilient. We have a lot to be thankful for. We have a lot. Coming to the end of 2018, we as a people have a lot to be thankful for. There are those who would try to give the impression that Grenada is a failed state. Yeah, there are those that give that impression. There are those that are there that are saying the worst things about Grenada. There are those that are praying that people pick up guns. I'm saying it as it is because I have no fear of any of them. There are people out there who are preaching doom and gloom, who know that they could never get in office with the leadership, the candidates, and the attitude that they presently have, who know that they don't have a chance at the ballot. So they're hoping that some individual or individuals are dotish enough to try it by the bullet. Well, you think I'm talking extreme? You must listen to them. Listen to them. Hear the nonsense and the vulgarity that they go on the nation's airways and speak with, and you wonder if it's the same Grenada that we all live in. Yes, there is an industrial dispute between the government of Grenada right now and the Grenada Union of Teachers Public Workers Union TAU. Yeah? Well, not an industrial dispute, but there is a dispute in relation to an aspect of the issue of pensions. A dispute which could not have been, there's a way that this could have not been on the table right now, you know, by government taking the approach of other administrations and deciding that, no, we're not going to touch the pension issue. Government could have done that, decided that, no, we're not going to touch the pension issue, forget that. Leave that. Somebody else in the future are going to deal with that. We can't take on that headache. Government could have taken that approach. But they decided that the issue must be addressed. They decided the issue must be addressed. The issue of the 400 people who are now permanent within the system, many of whom were among the people calling the administration that made them permanent wicked. Because sometimes some of us have no conscience. Some of us have no conscience. Because you were a contract worker who could not go to Republic Bank or Cooperative Bank and get a loan. And the government that you calling wicked decided that they would open the space for you to become a permanent employee. 400 plus individuals. At a point in time when nearby Barbados sending home 1,500 people at Christmas time, sending them home, no salary to talk about, no contract to talk about, no employment future to talk about. They don't know how they're going to be facing 2019. People with children in school. Some people who are in school because they're doing university courses. People with mortgages. Yeah? Those people in Barbados do not know what 2019 holds for them. They're worried. They're not going to be having a nice, bright Christmas. Yeah, they will get severance and so on. But it doesn't mean that they're going to have a bright Christmas. In Trinidad, 3,000 gone home. In Petrotrin alone, plus 1,000 going home from the telecommunication company, TSTT. Telecommunication Services of Trinidad and Tobago, 1,000. And strange enough, in both instances, the head of the union in charge of those places were one of the people to receive their termination letters too. Going home. We're not having that discussion here in Grenada. We're not having that discussion. We're having a discussion of how do we provide benefits for workers? How do we take people off of contracts and make them permanent workers? And the government isn't just having that discussion. The government is actually doing things about it. Yet still, you have people that telling you, overthrow that government. You have an ex-police officer who has his grudge. You Welsh. You feel afraid to call your name? I'm afraid none of all you. Who is there advocating for mass insurrection? And it being encouraged by certain radio stations and certain hosts. You have people who are telling you to teach your children how to be disrespectful. That's what they're telling you, you know. Teach your children how to be disrespectful. Call him wicked. That's the type of people that we have on some stations. Teaching hatred. I ain't teaching no hatred. Love all of them. We're not going to be going down that road. Love all of them. But take note. Watch them closely. Because you are in a country that ain't no high murder rate. That economy is on the up and up. And the economy is fragile. Because all it takes is one natural disaster and boom. All it takes is one untoward nonsense to happen. Boom. Your economy is a fragile something. But you have people that want that. You have people that want that sort of thing to happen. They want to see the country go down because they believe that their only route to power is in true mass turmoil. So they're begging people to come out on the streets. And let me congratulate the public workers of Grenada. Let me congratulate them. Because the vast majority of them went against the call. You realize how much public workers are here complaining about salary duck? How much of them are here complaining? The mass of public workers came out to work as normal. And they have to be congratulated. Yeah? They have to be congratulated. But meanwhile, you have people that telling them now, calling them scab and want to threaten them. And we're supposed to say well done and keep quiet and that kind of thing. No. Gonna talk about it. You have people again that saying all sorts of nonsense out there about this country. Trying to make it seem as though they've been preaching for 5 years that Grenada is going to fail. And every year they preach Grenada is going to fail, Grenada improves. 5 years preaching. Grenada going to fail, Grenada going to fail, Grenada going to fail, Grenada going to fail. And for 5 years you've been seeing Grenada achieving and achieving and achieving. You open a state-of-the-art, top-class stadium facility within 5 years. Some of them want to take credit for it. Take credit for what? Can't take no credit for that. This administration did that. You complained about the situation at the General Hospital. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it's way improved over the period of time when certain people were there. Why you think their last Minister of Health doesn't open them out and say anything? Why you think? You just hear the last Minister of Health under the last administration, not the NNP. You just hear them saying anything? You realize that they be extremely quiet, they have nothing to say? There's a reason for that. At least they're sensible enough. There's a reason for that. So you're seeing improvements in the hotel sector, improvements in the agricultural sector, improvements in all different areas. But you're still saying the people that are doing that and achieving that wicked? The people that are marrying tourism and agriculture. So that you have, how much farmers is it, Naz? 40? With Silver Sands? Over 40 farmers attached to Silver Sands. Attached to Silver Sands. And these farmers are providing for the people who are at Silver Sands right now. But you're still saying the government that do that, incompetent. Yeah? The world recognizes. I looked at something over the weekend, Prime Minister Mitchell over there in St. Lucia. And the people could have barely contained themselves. He was speaking at a function over there. Must they hear the raucous behavior because they were so glad to have him in their midst. In St. Lucia. Meanwhile, you have people here making all sorts of nonsensical statements. Mr. Commissioner of Police, you need to listen to certain radio programs in the morning. Mr. Commissioner of Police, you need to listen to certain radio stations in the morning. Because you cannot have people in a country who are advocating the type of behavior that's been advocated by certain individuals. In 5 years' time, you have elections. Take it then. That's when you had to wait too. But you want to come with this sort of behavior. And you know when they does always do it? They always start preaching that sort of thing when you have tourists coming into the country, you know, because they want to damage the tourism product. That's what they're looking to do. So they preach that sort of thing and they encourage those sort of behaviors when they know it have a cruise ship in. During the point in time that you don't have cruise ships in Grenada, no, they ain't interested in march. They ain't interested in insurrection. They ain't interested in that sort of thing. But the moment they know it have cruise ships and massive cruise ships coming into Grenada, that's when they start that sort of nonsense. All right, Tony, I'm behaving. I'm well behaving today. But that is the sort of, these are the sort of individuals we have. That's why I say, look at your country. What do you have to be thankful for? There are places right here in the Caribbean that you have to afraid to go outside. That when it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you better be inside already and have no reason to leave the house. Because you have to be afraid of what can happen to you. Because of the area that you live in, you have to be afraid of the police who might consider you to be a criminal element, or a criminal element who might consider you to be a target. There are areas in the Caribbean like that you cannot leave. Meanwhile, we're here in Grenada. Construction booming. Yeah? See my good partner on the spot. On the spot, I see you get one pile of cement down there, boy. I pass and get 2 bags. I have a small project to do. Yeah? Theodore, all you watch. Go by on the spot and tell Theodore Sheldon send you. Just tell him Scotty. Yeah, go and check Mr. Theodore down on the spot and tell him Scotty send all you. Don't say Sheldon, tell him Scotty or Scotty. Mr. Theodore, you and the wife and the kids, man, I hope you all having a wonderful day today. Yeah, go on down on the spot, check him. Good morning to you, Helen Marie. All you go by Helen, man. All you do all your curtain and thing for Christmas already. If all you ain't do that, check Helen, check Dali. Yeah, get your thing fixed up nice. They'll fix you up. Just tell them Sheldon send you. They go handle you nicely. Yeah? We have such a beautiful country. Our beaches are rated internationally as some of the best, if not the best, on the planet. Some of the beaches we doesn't much up and we doesn't talk about, and some of us doesn't even go on because we ain't like that beach. When you go in some of the other Caribbean islands and you hear them talking about beach and tourists heading to them beach and you watch them. The worst than the worst beach here, you know. Beaches that we doesn't bathe on and things, we say, oh, we ain't going on that beach, so and so beach, me ain't going there. And that's the beach that you see a pile of tourists running to in some other countries. That's what you see happening in some other countries. And we're still not proud of what is ours. We have people encouraging warfare, insurrection, mash up the place. And we, the Grenadian people, many of us, we stay quiet and let them go ahead. We're encouraging them. If we don't talk about these things and we don't call them out on these things, we're encouraging that sort of behavior. When you have people telling people to tell their children to be disrespectful, to teach your children to be disrespectful, woe be unto people that are doing that, telling you to make your children disrespectful. Woe be unto them. It's a dangerous road that you're walking when you're doing those sort of things. And you actually have some educators, some people that are supposed to be educators, taking pattern and doing that nonsense. Public Service Commission, you have to address that. You cannot have people who are supposed to be educators standing up in the classroom with political soliloquies, telling people, children, who Prime Minister wicked and who government wicked and that sort of thing. You cannot have that taking place. You cannot have it. That's not your job. That's not what the parent is paying you for, because it's a parent that's paying you. We pay taxes in this place. And you don't do that. You have your problem, take it up with yourself and your children. Leave ours out of it. And I want the parents whose children have been going through this thing to report it. Report it. Report it to the ministry. The name of the teacher in the school. Because you cannot allow them to continue doing that sort of thing. They're supposed to be teaching children to be respectful. And I'm not painting with a broad brush here, because there's some doing it in different places, not all. So I'm painting with a broad brush. But we cannot encourage that sort of disrespectful behavior. It's disrespectful. And there are consequences in the future. You look at Trinidad. You think these guys that killing people respect people? They start to respect the commissioner of police down there. They start to really respect him. But you think that they respect others, or they respect life for the things that they have been doing, the criminal elements there? Or you think they became criminal elements in some instances? How do you think? We have people encouraging that same sort of mindset and behavior here. Like they find we should be in that race with other Caribbean countries. Or who could have the highest per capita murder rate. Like they find Grenada should have been in that race. No, we ain't going there. And we continue to congratulate the Royal Grenada Police Force for the wonderful rate of detection and dealing with crime in Grenada. Do have a set of murders and you don't hear who get arrested. Some of them you might need to get arrested now, you hear they get arrested after though. But the police in Grenada have been doing an excellent job. And we need to continue commending them. You're seeing so many positive things happening in our country. Whether it's the construction of homes. You're looking at what's going on in St. Patrick, and what's going on in Carriacou, and what's going on in St. David, and what is due to start in Beaujeu. You're seeing the construction of homes. And you know that there are many people out there in Grenada right now that need those homes. Yet still you have people on radio programs cussing the Chinese. Saying all sorts of nasty and negative things about them. The same Chinese who are helping. They didn't need to help in Grenada. They could have gone in any other country. They could have done it in their own country. But they decided that they're going to do it here. You had the Honorable Delma Thomas had to fight with them to get back 1,000 houses that the last administration gave up. You giving up houses in a country where there are mothers with 2 and 3 children, no father in sight, who need a place to stay, could barely afford the rent or can't afford the rent. People who have to put themselves in abusive situations because they just cannot afford. And you giving up houses and trying to run the people from Grenada who are helping you with your housing situation. And why? They're doing it because they think it's politically good to do. So they go on the radio and they cuss the Chinese. They cuss them. Because they feel that over a period of time, they might get them to that point where they say, man, we don't need to be going through this in Grenada. We're going to leave. They tried that with the gentleman with silver sands too. He's a multi-billionaire. The gentleman could have gone in any country on earth. Any country on earth. And put up his facility. Decided he's going to do it in Grenada. You had people like Randall Robinson. Like a horse tick. On the man every minute. Making noise about this, making noise about that. Complain, 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 complain. And they just wouldn't complain and say that what they don't want to see is development in Grenada under the new National Party. That's the main problem. Not what is taking place. It is which government it's taking place under. Because those hypocrites would have had nothing to say if all the things that are going on right now were taking place under an NDC administration. They are hypocrites. They would have had nothing to say. Yeah, not a word. But you see developments taking place now. Where they left Old Iron, you see brand new state-of-the-art accident and emergency being set up. Where they lost funding in St. John for that health facility, the Honorable Alvin Dabrio and the Honorable Nicholas Steele and the Cabinet of Grenada, led by Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, made sure that that mini hospital is started and will be completed for the people of St. John. But they don't like to hear that because it's not under their God. They don't care about the fact that it's good for Grenada or that they themselves might end up in the facility or their family. They don't care about that. They're just upset because it's taking place under Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. You have a lot more upset to upset, you know. Because in the next 5 years, a lot more positive things are going to be happening in Grenada. So you don't have to spend the time focusing on the negative. You have a brand new port facility up there in Carriacou. In fact, the problem that you're having now is that the port facility staff down here in Grenada starting to get a little jealous of Carriacou when they realize the nice local, you understand, facility that they have up there in Carriacou now. They start to get a little jealous because now you could have containerized cargo landing in Carriacou. So whereas before you had to break bulk in Grenada, in other words, you had to strip the container here in Grenada and then place all the bits and pieces on smaller boats and so on, send it up to Carriacou. Now you could send the entire container up to Carriacou. You have the Dolly C, you have the Alexia and so on. You can send the entire container up to Carriacou and the containers could be offloaded in Carriacou itself on the new port facility. You have better docking facilities for not just the Dolly C, but for the Osprey. For years, Carriacou people having problems getting on and off the Osprey. The boat rocking, fellas had to stand up there, one on the boat and one on the land, to hold your hand and guide you to get onto the jetty. People fall, get damaged already. Now you have a proper facility, berthing facility there in Carriacou. I was lucky. I was on the first time the Osprey berthed there. I was lucky to be on it. Just by coincidence, happened to be on the Osprey that time. And all you know, I don't like boat, but I take that boat ride. But you have people that's still upset over that. Or you could be upset over improvement for the people of Carriacou. And what Carriacou people do that you don't like them? That you could be upset that a development has taken place for the people of Carriacou. What did Carriacou people ever do you that you don't like them? Well, not like that. You don't like us. What we ever do you? You're vexed. Port Authority in Carriacou. You're vexed. Upset. What do you think they're doing? As Depot say, bad attitude is a wound. Sore, not even hydrogen peroxide can heal. And you're correct. You have so many of these people that live their negative lives that they can see nothing positive. They can see nothing positive because they are so filled with hate and malice that they can see nothing positive. They cannot build. All they can do is destroy. That's why their party is in the situation it is in right now, because they don't know how to build anything. All they know is how to destroy. Come in 2008, you meet a youth program with 2,000 young people, what you do? You destroy it. Plans to build a national stadium, what you do? You destroy it. Economy, workers getting paid on time, what kind of way you do? You destroy it. They are focused on destruction. There is no place sweeter than right here, Grenada. Anybody that freezing right now in Canada, the US or Europe, wherever will tell you that. There is no place sweeter than right here. And Specky? Yeah, no place sweeter than home. But the mindset of individuals trying to give the impression, talk all this path, all you know revolutionary. All you. Jokers. Path. Talking about do this and do that and revolutionary this and revolutionary. Path. That's the kind of fellas that go and put on Che Guevara hat and walk around like if all is Che. Are you Che? This path. You all feel you all have a revolutionary mindset. Let it be a revolutionary mindset of changing the attitudes of our people towards development. If we want to have a revolution, let's have a revolution in how we think. Let's have a revolution in how we educate. That we look for new means and avenues of educating our young ones about our own history and where we came from and where we intend to go as a people. Not European history. Don't teach us about Francis Drake and Sir Walter Raleigh and them. Teach us about Donovan. Teach us about Sir Eric Matthew Gary. Teach us about T.A. Marichaud. Teach us about them. Let's learn our own history. So let's have a revolution in how we think. Let's have a revolution in how we treat each other. So that you will not have a world-class athlete like Karani James and like everybody forget him right now. Everybody forget Karani. First Olympic gold medalist for the island of Grenada. First Olympic silver medalist for the island of Grenada. First Olympic double medalist for the island of Grenada. First human being ever on the planet Earth who is not an American to run under 44 seconds. A lot of you don't know that, ain't it? A Grenadian young man from St. John was typically, you know, we just talk, from Guave. First human being on the planet who is not an American to run under 44 seconds. To break the 43 mark. Before that was only Americans do it. First non-American ever to do it. They can't take that record from him. None of those records they could take from him. But you know what? We as Grenadians, we don't forget him already. Throw him aside. Don't forget him. World Championships coming up next year, August. Olympic Games coming up the August after that. We don't forget him. A lot of us, we hypocrite. We go look to remember him then. I ain't hypocrite. I'm talking now. I ain't no hypocrite. It's a mindset. We have to change those things. We have to change those mindsets. So if you're talking about revolution, start with your thinking. A lot of all you talk about revolution, but you know revolutionary. Devon is a revolutionary. My co-host who does be here, that is a revolutionary. KB, yeah, them fellas there, that is revolutionary. Jokers, puff, flower pop. Best beaches in the Caribbean. Those of you that travel the Caribbean know that. I said it before, some of the worst beaches in some of the other islands is where you see a bunch of tourists on. And some of them in some other islands, you have to pay to go on those beach. In Grenada, you can't tell us we can't go on any beach. We're going on any beach. Any beach we feel like going on, we're going on it. And some beaches we doesn't bother with. Peaceful. A tourist don't need a guide. They could come here and they could go through St. George and they could go wherever. They don't even need a guide. And they're safe. You don't hear about tourists stuck up and all this kind of thing. We have a caller online. Good morning. Oops. Good morning. Hello? Hello? Okay, we seem to have lost that caller. Yes, folks, if you want to call in, 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. I know that 97.5 is down. I don't know if it's come back up yet, but 97.5, there's a problem with the internet in that area, so it's affecting 97.5. But we're still live on 89.5, 92.9 in Carriacou, and 94.9 in Brooklyn. Specky, you in the cold or you in the warm? Well, if you're in the cold, I know you're coming home in the warm just now. Yeah, Elimus? Yes, man. Because we are a peaceful country. We are a safe country. We are a beautiful country. We are a country on the move forward. And we cannot allow elements to try to drag us back. The people who are encouraging you to do these sort of things, what did they do when they got the opportunity? The people who calling on teachers and things from the background, those that are hiding in the back and juking fire. The same teachers couldn't get paid on time and some of them was on contract. We have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Sheldon. Good morning, Devon. How everything?
We're good, man.
All right.
But at least Devon is out today.
Okay, Sheldon, I want to say something, right? As you're saying, all right? All of we Grenadians should have a revolutionary mind. A mind that we could unite and bring people together. All right? A mind of a progressive mind. And if we say we are patriot, we love our country, we want to see progress take place in our country. All right? And I want to say about Sheldon, as an ex-soldier, all right? I don't want to boast, but I want to say that we as Grenadians, we have to look forward and not looking back. All right? We love our country and we want to see progress, so each and everyone should come on board to see the development and progress of our nation. And we as Grenadians, let us put aside our differences. Let us put aside our differences and let us work together for the benefit and the good of our nation. And if we say we love one another, because God says to love our neighbors, we love ourselves. And let us put aside the hatred. Let us put aside the difference and let us work together for the betterment of our nation. All right? Because we have to build and not to destroy. As the Word of God said, God came to build, to unite, to strengthen, and to bring us together. All right? He came to give us life. The devil came to destroy, to kill, and to steal. All right? And as we have to come together to build and to develop. Let us speak life upon our nation, and let us not speak doom. Every time we love our nation, we should speak life, and speak blessing, and growth, and development. Brother Devil, have a good day.
All right. Yes, indeed. 4407377. And for those of you outside of Grenada, 347-329-3101 if you want to call into today's program. But I'm saying that we as Grenadians have so much to be thankful for. You had a near 7-point earthquake. All you have is 1 or 2 building crack. That's about it. Other countries, you would have been counting X amount, 100 or 1,000 dead. Grenada, 1 or 2 building crack. Papa God gave you a look a shake. He said, check yourself. Give you a look a shake. Yeah? All sorts of hurricanes and so passing. They keep watching Grenada and saying, up a road. Leave our country alone. Crime raging. St. Vincent, how much murders? St. Kitts, how much murders? St. Lucia, how much murders? Trinidad, well, Jamaica, forget them. Grenada, nice and peaceful. Yet still you have people trying to give the impression to the rest of the world that we're living in the worst place in the Caribbean. Yes, we have our issues. Yes, the government recognizes that there are issues. And I could say that because I listen when they speak and I hear what they're really saying, not what I want to hear. Because that's the next problem we have. Some people only hear what they want to hear. So we've done a program, and I've listened to the government speaking in Parliament, and I've listened to the individual parliamentarians, and I've heard them saying that they recognize that teachers are hard workers. They recognize the sacrifices made by the teachers and public workers. They believe that they are deserving of any amount of gratuity. The problem is, can the country absorb it at this time? But the only part that some people are hearing is, can the country absorb it at this time? and then trying to make a nonsensical, idiotic argument by trying to align the salary of 15 people with the salary of about 6,000. How could you align the salary? Talk about the salary of 15 people in relation to the salary of about 6,000 people. 15 people whose category hasn't received a raise since the year 1995. 1995. But they're trying to align that. Say, okay, parliamentarians looking for an increase. The parliamentarians didn't say they're taking an increase. They say the recommendation is for an increase. There's a recommendation for it. They could decide. The Prime Minister said clearly he is not going to take it. The recommendation is that there has to be an increase because parliamentarians in Grenada receive way less than parliamentarians in any other country in the Caribbean. Way less. In Jamaica, when you hear what a parliamentarian receives, and I'm not even talking about a government minister, just as a parliamentarian, and even if they're opposition parliamentarian and they're living outside of Kingston, they're from one of the outer, what they call rural parishes, they are given a housing allowance so that they can maintain a house in Kingston and one in the area that they have. So they have housing allowance, all that sort of thing. Parliamentarians in Grenada don't have no housing allowance. They have one of the most measly set of benefits that you could check throughout the Caribbean. Parliamentarians in Trinidad, they're given a credit card with a certain limit. So when they travel, they have a limit on the credit card with a certain amount of money that they can spend to do different things. You don't get out here in Grenada, you have to use your own credit card. It's your own money you have to spend. They might give you a per diem, a little stipend that you could basically buy a 2 sandwich and a juice when you travel. And I'm talking from experience here. I'm not talking as one of these idiots that's out there that never spend any time in Parliament. Speaking from experience here. You could buy a 2 sandwich and a juice when you reach where you're going. That's the stipend that they give you here. But people still saying, don't give them any increases. The permanent secretary in the ministry working for more than the minister, but the minister in charge of the permanent secretary. You have, for instance, I believe it would be the case within the Ministry of Legal Affairs that you have some positions. When you hear the type of salary, they sometimes it's nearly twice the salary of what the minister receives. And nobody's saying cut that person's salary down so that it could be at the same level as the minister's own. Nobody's even saying make the minister's own larger than that. You're saying pay the different MPs a proper salary. A senator who is not a minister, I don't think they're getting $1,000. I think it's about $700 a month they get. Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, I thought the Senate used to pay a pile of money. I didn't say 7,000, and I say 700. $700. That's what they give a senator. Yeah? If you're a minister, then you get more. But if you're just a senator and you get $700, that's what they give. So you have Imani trainees that make more than some of the people who are in the Senate right now. Because some of the Imani trainees are the $1,000 level. They're saying, don't fix that. Leave it like that. We have people out there making all sorts of statements. Go and a parliamentarian get the stipend, the salary. It's not theirs. Okay, you have the woman that would come, or the man that would come and say the gas finish and they need some help. Which money you feel the parliamentarian does take to deal with that? When you have people like Delma Thomas and them had to raid the children cash pan. Yeah? To go and take out the last $50. The children had to hide the cash pan. Had to raid the cash pan to take out the last $50 to get somebody to go and buy the tank of gas. Well, you had to give them 50 because they had to pay the bus too. So you can't just give them the 45. You have to give them the 50. Yeah? And don't make the mistake and pull out a 20 in front of them when they ask for a 5 because the whole 20 gone. And it's not that you're saying that people are dependent. There's a difference between making people dependent and taking care of people who are in need. And if you care about people, you'll always be that type of person that dips and takes out and help people. Because that's just how you are. But people who don't care about people would never understand that. They would never understand that. So they're talking about, oh, the parliamentarians trying to raise their salary. 15 people as opposed to 6,000. 15 people as opposed to 6,000 people. Yeah? So the manager in the bank must decide now that no, he's going to cut his salary and the tellers must make more than him. But he's the manager. He has the more responsibility. That's the attitude. That anarchist mindset that exists in some of our people. That's where you need the revolution in your thinking. In how you educate your children. Not preaching a message of hate towards your children and other people's children. But telling them to love everyone. And I'll call on the churches. Because this sort of behavior is taking place in some of the church schools. So whether it's my own church, the Methodist Church, or it's the Adventist Church or the Anglican Church, or the Catholic Church leadership, whichever church it is, you need to bring the teachers together and speak to them or issue a notice to them. That as Christians, their responsibility is not to preach hate. Their responsibility is to preach love in the church schools. But then we have some people that all they're interested in is hatred. They're allowing it to devour them. When you look at them, you could see it. It's devouring some of them. You hear it in their voice when they speak. They can't even eat properly because hate eating them up. So they can't even eat properly. Folks, the phone number 440-7377 347-329-3101. You know what's one of the most hurtful things for me? In about a month's time, these are the very same people who are going to come and they're going to start to play a tune like this. Yeah, in about a month from now, you're going to hear them hypocrite. They say they love this country, but what they want to see is anarchy. They want to love the country only in one way, only for them to be in charge.
Grenada is such a beautiful country.
It's like an abusive man in a relationship. If I can't have you, nobody can have you.
Man, I should admit
that's their mentality.
If I say she's blessed by the Almighty, oh God. Standard of skills and talent we have down there in this land.
Yeah.
It is too much for me to mention. Yeah. The level of education keep rising to higher heights. And if I'm wrong, don't say that I'm right.
I ain't holding my breath for any of them to say anything good about the country.
I'm so proud of my country.
2018 is being completed.
I say Grenada belong.
No, we don't have no mass graves in Grenada.
No country.
Earthquake pass and go away, he don't even show down one place.
That my country would do for me.
Do a look at damage here and there.
I love
shake down a local old school thing here and there. No deaths. And we still not thankful.
The land of my grandfather, she will all.
Other countries have volcano. They had floods. We had a flood. We had landslides, all kind of thing. How much people you heard died?
Grenada is such a paradise, oh God. But a lot of folks don't realize. If we learn to...
And we as a people are not calling out these people who saying and doing these kind of things. The people who are trying to make it look like we live in the worst place on earth. Call them out. It's your Grenada too. Feel they have deed and plan for the whole country?
Sometimes when I go to a farm,
it belongs to all of us.
Such as the United States, who's so wealthy.
Mr. Commissioner of Police, you need to start listening some morning programs.
When I see madness in society,
cannot have people talking about insurrection, especially ex-police officers, inciting that sort of behavior in our country. We want to do run the investors and run the tourists and run the Grenadians ourselves? No.
Sometimes I'm frightened I cannot eat. Hey.
Them hypocrite.
We have no diamond and silver.
Then in 1 month from there, now you're going to hear them playing these tunes and them and play the dancing, putting up the flag and waving and all kind of thing. You'll hear they come in. Yeah, even some of those who are outside of Grenada and instigating that sort of behavior here. Yeah, you're going to hear them with tunes like... them hypocrite. Never tell you hate them, love them, or straighten them out. Who don't like it? The airport open.
Jennifer spent 15 years in Washington. Last day she came to jam for the carnival.
Hence, Becky,
I don't know, but she very...
Who don't like it? The airport open. And plus it have increased flights. In and out.
Everything alright. Believe me, I'm feeling fine. I want to wine. I say, honey, you better listen.
No, I've been listening, I've been listening for a while and I just wasn't saying anything. Because waiting for us Grenadians to speak up against that sort of behavior, that sort of attitude, that sort of nonsensical thing. That as soon now as they see an issue come up with the teachers, yeah, they see something going on with the teachers, so they start to jump up. Yeah, all you, come, take the streets, all you, come on, take the streets, mash up the place, wreck the place, yeah, get them out of office. Because for them, the issue is not about teachers. The issue is not about gratuity. The issue is not about pension. The issue is about get rid of Keith Mitchell. That's the issue for them. We have to say it as it is. That's what the issue is for some of them. The issue for them has nothing to do with the teachers. The teachers' union president is being used along with the leadership of the teachers' union. Because they have individuals behind who pushing thing. Yeah, give them. Pressure them. Because they feel now that somehow that is going to cause the government to collapse. Our government has all the seats, by the way. That it's going to cause the government to collapse. It's going to cause some crack in the government and create an opportunity for them to slip in. Slip in way. Airport open. If you want help with the ticket, talk. If you don't like it here, well, you could go elsewhere. Yeah, if you don't like it here, you could go elsewhere. Nothing to do with love for teachers. So teachers, don't buy no brango from nobody. Don't take no water in no basket. They ain't like all you. They see you all as a convenient means for them to gain some sort of popularity and an edge to get a seat or two or to get office. The same people that did not hire you all. This administration, over 400 teachers hired through the Public Service Commission. That's why when I see some of them jumping up right now and saying the government wicked, I see some of, this is above and beyond, man. You jumping up. The government wicked, they don't want to pay teachers the money. What money? I see one jumping up. Doesn't qualify until the year 2042. Not 2042 time, the year 2042. Doesn't even qualify in the 2030s or the 2020s. She qualifies in the year 2042. Was not even a permanent teacher, was made a permanent teacher by this administration. And jumping up now, the government wicked. Who wicked? Who wicked? Who said that teachers don't deserve pension? The government that decide that they're going to deal with pension issue? Then you saw them coming to, it's legal, it's illegal, it's illegal. Take it to court. Take it to court, the court system there. Take it to court. Straight up to the Privy Council, take it to court. Yeah? If you believe that you have a legal case, if people like Claudette Joseph and Jimmy Bristol believe that there's such a strong case, and what's the next one? The Jerry Edwin. If these travelers, fiddlers, tree believe that they have such a case, why don't they simply file a constitutional motion? Don't they have the capacity, capability, and ability to file a constitutional motion? Yeah? If you believe that the Constitution is being breached, then you have a responsibility to file a constitutional motion. File it. Go right ahead. Let's see how that pans out. But the mere fact that you hear them saying that and not filing a case should tell you that they don't have a case. That's the reason they're not filing anything. They don't have a case. Yeah? That's why you hear they're getting on the way they're getting on. No, the union has submitted a proposal to the government. So we are waiting to hear what government is going to be saying about that proposal. Although I don't see what sort of negotiation you're negotiating if you refuse to move from your position. If your position is Tokyo or bus and you refuse to change direction from Tokyo, then how you could negotiate? You can't negotiate. If it's only Tokyo you want to go.
The place so beautiful and nice, it's a paradise. I can't believe me own eyes. Anywhere I roam, I will never forget my home. It's people like you, just make me happy for you. I say good looking, let me tell you something. No problem paying your fare to come every year. Jennifer, smile for me, honey, for your eyes only. Because you love me and care, that's all I want to hear. When the DJ played the Run Match King, Cloud had she screaming and jumping, singing no place sweeter than home. Music play from Tommy C, Eggy Japs and Super Terry. No place sweeter than home.
Of course there's not. But are going and bathe in the Sulphur Springs? Or going to Bathway and just relax in the sand, man?
You never know what they're thinking.
But are going Lavera and look at turtles when they're coming to lay in the night?
Leave me alone, my only home.
Or going to the waterfalls, the Seven Sisters. Passing by Papi's and get some callaloo soup. Going and just take some photos and relax by the Granitang Lake.
When she came from Manchester Road, she want to take off her clothes.
could go by the Breakwater Project in St. Patrick. Go in Duquesne and look for those Carib Stone and them in Duquesne Bay. Relax with a nice Carib right there on by the little shop there. Oh Lord, I forget. For some reason, I can't remember she name. Oh, go down on Granans Beach. Could go by umbrellas and take a nice looking relax down there.
When she came from Manchester Road, she want to take off her clothes.
Going down by BBC. Nice sheltered harbor. Park up and relax in Quarantine Point for 12 o'clock and have lunch.
Bad behavior, sugar mill, music stop.
Lasha just beach, man.
I take you to Island View.
Kabia Beach. Hope Beach. Lying by the blocking telescope.
She says, Becky, give me more. All she want is sweet soca. A soca she had fantasia.
You could tell me to have a place sweeter than here. People try to give the impression.
Them fellas hungry like shark.
Going in town by Chucky and get a little roti and then Chucky. Passing down and get a roti down by Chucky and thing there.
She says so nice. Everything alright. Believe me, I'm feeling fine.
Chucky!
I say honey.
I'll wait until a Wednesday and I pass by Shortman and get a nice little pea soup. Shortman and Yvette.
When the DJ play Peter Humphrey, she raise her hand and she tell me, Specky, no place sweeter than home.
Yeah, you go up Mount Morris and get Mount Morris breakfast.
No place sweeter.
Old school, you know, you think of it, they've got it at Mount Morris breakfast.
I want me permission, because no place sweeter than home.
But you have people that don't want us to be having that wonderful time. They want to see insurrection. They want to see people marching on the streets and mashing up the place. They want to see the place in a disruption because they believe that's the only way they would see the government that they want to see. They don't care that you come out the election earlier this year. They want the government that they want. They don't care that they lose. All they are interested in is destruction, and that's why they can't build a party, because they only know how to destroy. They only know how to destroy. They don't know how to build. Eh? Yeah, go in Tivoli and watch some cricket. Go down in La Poetry and thing there. Yeah, man. Going down in Moonlight City. Waiting for when they are Saraka.
I went for dinner.
Or Salaka.
Make restaurants and bar.
Pass by River and Twine and take a little sample. And then not be able to remember anything else they tell you after you take that sample by River and Twine. You can't remember nothing.
Be real hard. Check me out on the road show. We drinking curry for so.
We have a caller. Like, good morning.
Morning, brother Sheldon. How are you going?
Hey, I'm good, man.
It's a long time I haven't called.
Yeah, brother. Oh, God, don't tell me. I want to come home.
I did monitor everything was taking place.
All right.
Yeah, but I just wanted to say, you know, I heard you mention about the Catholic school and the church and everything like that. The Catholic teachers. Don't mention much about that because you have something coming for them. I can tell you that. I don't want to that. Yeah, we working on some rules for them. So we coming up with some new things for them. They dress code and everything. We had them on that manner just now. Don't worry. I was in a meeting because let's go Catholic church now. So we dress code and everything for them coming up now. So what's our brother Devon today?
Well, you know, he has a problem with the hand, so he's off seeing to that today.
I'm giving him some trouble, man.
Yeah, so we hope
if it's a joint, tell me I had to get some WD-40 and spirit. He go walk good.
Why are they with this WD-40? That is not a thing for human beings. Why you all believe this WD-40 must work on the human body? It's not for the human body.
I don't know if you know a gentleman they call Pajak from Oban.
I hear that name, but I don't know the person directly.
I met Pajak a day. He say he weighs something him. Normally he just play domino up Oban and thing and tell me he weighs something him. I go and I buy that personally and I give Chris, I don't know if you know Chris, they'll call him Cooley. I give Cooley to drop it for him. He spray waste and he tell me no we could win. That has worked good.
It's the after effects, brother. That is not for
I
human
don't know.
beings.
I use it already. Never know after effect on me. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe in the years to come.
Exactly. That is where he does build
Yeah,
up.
but brother Sheldon, Grenada looking good on the outside here. Everybody want to come to Grenada now because yesterday I was listening to I interviewed Mandela Links. He was on one of them stations in Trinidad, and you know everybody was boasting up Grenada for Grenada shining among Trinidad because right now we sending all my set of workers and all kind of thing down here now. There's all kind of bacchanal down here in Grenada making bacchanal teachers and them the teachers down here laughing at us in Grenada. Say, what kind of things going on here? Gratuity. You want to get money before you reach your age, and those, you know, making mock of it because they can't understand what the problem is. If you understand what I'm trying to tell you.
And imagine government has offered 8%.
Take it now. But they want this big amount, like they want to bust the country out. So don't need them. I pay in tax, so I don't want gratuity then. I want my gratuity too. Everybody on the street go want the gratuity too. The vagrant on the street go want the gratuity too. Everybody go want. Teachers alone can benefit all that money. If you understand what I'm trying to tell you.
Everybody must benefit. Everyone must benefit.
Yes. Yeah. And I see Silverstone looking good. My partner say he coming up and spend a week in Silverstone. Oh God, when I see the pictures yesterday, he say, oh God, I'm coming for the holiday.
I hope he bankroll fat.
No. Because he working for a lot of thousands.
Oh, okay, because
that's that.
Silver Sands is extremely nice, but also
yeah. But since I was building, he said he coming up,
Yeah.
And then we have the new place coming there just now, Rex Grenada changing over.
Yeah.
You're looking good.
And you see that's
outside one looking at us, you know, they realize, you know, we could see outside here better. I tell you the truth, we seen Grenada better than if they inside. Some of them they can't see. They need to come over here and see Grenada from this side. If you understand what I say.
Yeah. Sometimes to see how wrong the earth is, you have to leave the planet.
Yeah. You understand? So I just be relaxing here looking to when the program finishes, because normally I was listening, because I came Grenada how much time? I heal you up how much time? You're passing in a nice car, say what Sheldon moving there, what the fellas got jealous your boy.
Me and my piece of orangutan.
Yes.
Let us stay with me and my piece of orangutan.
I was in Grenada, come up for the referendum. The same day the referendum I came flying. Everybody was like, what you come up here for? I said, what you come up here for? I said, Grenada. Or Keith Mitchell buy a ticket for you. I said, Keith Mitchell buy my ticket for me. Call him and ask him if you buy a ticket for me. I spend my own money, but I work for my money.
Well, see, that's the mentality of some individuals.
Keith Mitchell buy a ticket for you. I say, yeah.
It always has to be something like that for them. That's how they think.
Dr. Mitchell said, if I come in Grenada, he knew if I went out. You don't understand what I'm trying to tell you. But he buy a ticket for me. A lot of people in Grenada, they will lose all that they have because they only focusing on one set of man. Only man alone they're focusing on the entire situation.
Let me ask you a question, brother, because you're also living in another island as well.
Yeah.
You remember when you were young, it always had a very marcocious person in the village? They always know everybody business.
The people
Yeah, you realize that you knew them when you were a child and you knew them one way. And you get big and you know them the exact same way. Yeah. The house ain't get better, the house start to fall apart. If it's outside, pit latrine is still that they're using. No, not a shriek of improvement. And you know why? Because they spend so much time minding everybody else's business, they never mind theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they spend so much time.
I see a partner lineman. In Silver Sands these days.
Hooray?
Yeah, Robert.
Brother Ray?
Lineman day. How you like this or no? Huh?
You like drama, eh? Bye-bye, boss. You like drama. Yeah, brother Ray, make sure you reach inside there before me. Yeah, because I'm listening. I mean, teachers and so on, unions and other islands would be listening to this sort of thing. I wonder what craziness is going on here, because if the government has offered you 8% gratuity, you're turning that down. You should try and hear what some of the gratuity in some of the other islands is. Now you must go and do. Check and see. Or if they're getting at all in some of the other islands. Yeah? But you see, that's the thing. If Jerry Edwin, Claudette Joseph, and Jimmy Bristol so believe that what they're saying is correct, Then pro bono, because the union apparently broke. I know there are no money for no strike fund, so the people who they wrongfully called out and who the Minister of Education on the 7th of November sent out a notice and said, you run the possibility of losing your salaries if you followed what is being done because there's no industrial dispute before the Labour Commissioner. So if the union had money, I mean, TAU, you pay your people, PWU, you pay your people and them, you give them the money for the strike. What about the other union there, GUT? You pay the people out of the strike fund? Because in the case of GUT and the PWU, we know that they get $0.8 million a year from the workers. Yeah, $0.8 million, $800,000 each. So, I mean, you could at least afford to pay them. I mean, the union leader, sure, he got his full salary. Because he isn't paid by the government of Grenada. He's paid by the union, innit? So I'm sure that he went home with the full salary. Children and everybody okay for the Christmas. What about yours? But you ain't want to ask him no question. Up to you. I know some of you were willing to take the 8%. Did you communicate that to your union leader? That you were willing? Did they call you all into a meeting on Friday and say, well, okay, this is the situation? Did they call you all into a meeting anyway and speak to you all as a body and say, we accepting this, or what is the thing? You're just there jumping up. We support that. And we ain't doing this after school, and you know, that's all within your rights, brothers and sisters. You don't want to do any extracurricular activities or any other activities outside of teach? Absolutely no problem. Yeah? Parents and others, the rest of the society, step in, fill the breach. Might be the end of that ever taking place again. Yeah? Because in a vacuum, something has to fill the space. All right? Folks, that's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. It's been wonderful being here with you. God's willing, tomorrow we'll be back with more Hard Talk on 97.5 City Sound FM, 89.5 CRFM, 92.9 Sister Isle FM, and 94.9 Noise Radio out there in Brooklyn. My name is Sheldon Scott, and whatever you say and do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. For those of you online, you can stick around a bit. We're going to be having some programming continuing online for you so you can get some more information about some of the wonderful things taking place on the Isle of Spice.
I'm proud, I'm strong. I am a Grenadian. Yes, man. Grenada, the land where I was born. I know you were suffering. Men have raped you and abused you and left you there crying. I devote my heart, my body and my soul. I stretch forth my helping hand to help you out. I haven't got diamond, silver, nor even gold, but blessings I give to its west, north, and south. Oh, Grenada, Grenada, here I come, sweet, sweet Grenada. I will never, ever, ever let you down. Oh no, I'll always be your support. Right here by your side, with my arms around you to wipe your weeping eye. Oh yeah. It's quite a long time now since you have fallen back to the last rung of the ladder, and your neighbors stand up there and uttering no talk, but to help they just don't bother. Some of your friends have turned their backs on you. They don't want to see a friend with your name on it. Oh no, I'll always be your support. Right here by your side, with my arms around you to wipe your weeping eye. Let we go. Listen, it's time that we take a stand to defend your position from all those smart rip-off scams who just come to take a bite and make their own decision and boast to the world that they are the reigning champs. While your friends, them happy, had times they were going through, they still wouldn't help you out if you beg them, please. But woe unto them, little do they know that a good name is better than great riches. Oh, Grenada, Grenada, here I come. Sweet, sweet Grenada. I will never, ever, ever let you down. Oh no, I'll always be your support. Right here by your side, with my arms around you to wipe your weeping eye. Let you down. Oh no, I'll always be your support. Right here by your side, with a big festival to wipe your weeping eye. Let we go. If you feel the pain like me, feel free to say, I love my country. Oh yeah, Grenada. Oh, I love you, Grenada. I'll always be right by your side, Grenada. Oh, why, Grenada, 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 Grenada. African children, pick up your drums, make we chant Naya Bingi. Africa is calling. Oh, we trading. In a Naya Bingi land, we trading. In a Naya Bingi land, we trading. In a Naya Bingiland, we trade. In a Naya Bingiland, I don't want to leave. I really don't want to sata. Because I know that soon time the city will be burning with fire. Don't worry about no baggage. Don't worry about no ticket. Oh yes, the time has come, and we know we got to step it. So never never let the powers of the Babylon stop you from making your decision. Cause we see too much tribulation, and now we go into the land of redemption. We trade in another Bingiland. 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 Give us that old time religion and let us sing the songs of redemption. We want to know about repatriation because we're fighting for the black man redemption. Down here where we are called the West Indian, we just can't live up to our own expectation. And when we give a cry of redemption, no one take it to consideration. We trade in another Bingiland. 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 All among Zion, here I come. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Gad, and Benjamin, the 12 tribes of Israel, driving to creation. Don't ask me where shall I go. Take me to the land where the milk and honey flow. Cause in this wilderness there is no place for me to rest my weary head. We got to keep fighting. If we want to keep surviving, we trade in another Bingiland. We trade in another Bingiland. We trade in another Bingiland. We trade.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.